see parts of the game. You can see what the journey is going to be at a certain moment or time and what the circumstances are. But you don't know. You don't know what the pieces are. You don't know if there's 6 guys in a scene, what the other elements are. And you want it all to work. And you know, it doesn't work where you get all 6 guys at the same time in a room, where all of a sudden everybody would be talking and listening and understand the rhythm, because you take this stuff seriously, because that's why the game's that good. But it's the direction, and it's talking to Keith and having him tell you, listen, this is what the moment's really about. This is where it came from that character, and this is what I think is the moment, and this is what we want to find right here, and that's going to make the pieces fit together in this puzzle. That's the challenging part, and also really fulfilling to get it, you know, to finish a day and think, wow, we just did 227 lines, and I think it worked.
And it's what's amazing is that we have a really great relationship with the development teams, with Infinity Ward, with Treyarch, now with Sledgehammer helping and doing their part of the game now. We have a really amazing group of people. See Justin here, who I've been spending months and months
Justin's
in the
here?
studio. Justin is right there. Look at this.
Where is he? Can we
He's
get
right
security?
there. Justin Harris,
works for Keith.
this
not
guy
good.
right here. Get a round of applause for this
there
man.
There he is, right there.
This man on Modern Warfare 3 saves our butts every day. Honestly, Infinity Ward and Treyarch and Activision and all the guys that are working, they make such, and I'm not kissing everyone's ass on this, I'm saying this is real. What these guys do and help us and bringing us new content to look at and give the actors context, because these worlds are so big, and in the studio we have very little context because we're jumping between missions between all over the world on a daily basis, and we really love that collaboration that we have with the development teams. And it's a very intimate process when we're doing this, so the fact that it's this big and we get out here and we see all this going, it's just amazing. So I wanted to ask Billy, because Billy's is coming off of weeks. We flew him out here, I think 3 weeks ago, yeah. and he's been recording just about every other day. So yes. What has it been like? Because obviously, this is the only game that you've done, correct? This series.
Yeah, it's the 3rd game I've done in the Modern Warfare. But to get back to something Keith said earlier about how different it is to say television or films or stage work. You just don't get to work with another actor. You're working on your own with the director. And all I do is what I'm told. And thank God I'm that easy. I just do exactly what he says and it works. But I know you've played the other games. And I've been in the other games, the other Modern Warfares. I've been the voice of Price now for the last 2 games and this. This is amazing, this game. This is probably, it's going to wipe everything out. And I know you're going to enjoy it. And I envy all you people that can play it, because I can't play it. I'm totally useless at it. But my son does, and both my daughters do. So good luck when you. And why aren't you in the competition?
You don't need to play it. You lived it.
Yeah, sorry?
You don't need to play it. You lived it.
No, that's right. Yeah, I was there.
And to see his face when we're showing him a level and we're saying, this is what Price does, and Price kills somebody or does something, and it is just spectacular. And Billy's face just lights up, and it's just like, I did that.
Yeah, he's right.
It was awesome. It was a badass. And the best part about Billy is that people recognize him, because obviously Captain Price, everyone is so endeared to this character, and I don't think Billy realizes what this amazing father figure he's become to all these fans of the game. And I'll introduce him, and people are taking pictures with him, and it's awesome. His IMDb rating after Modern Warfare went to the top few hundred, I think.
And he even asked on the way down here, was like, I don't know, I mean, is Price that big here? And he got one of these looks. Yeah, you're kind of a big deal here.
All right,
so you kind of led the charge, brother.
Thank you.
It's like, well, I didn't know. Like, you're good. You're good. People are going to freak out. I'm sitting here next to him, and I made him just talk, and I'm like, nerd. Big, yeah. Huge fan of your work.
So
I like the hair. The hair.
This, you can't have it.
He likes your boots.
I touched it. It's real.
These,
Yeah.
this is a fashion army.
I want the hair.
So I'm gonna have a little conversation here with my
This
friend
is what
Nolan here.
methamphetamine does to people.
So Richtofen.
I get no kick
So
from...
I want to hear some zombie stuff. Tell me something. Just speak to me.
Shut your mouth! The doctor is talking now. You know, it's actually, I'm listening to everybody's experiences, and I have kind of a unique thing. I, as most of you know, I don't do a lot of games.
At all.
See, that's timing. So I was actually in the first, we did Call of Duty 2 together,
Call
right?
of Duty 2.
2 and then 3.
And Big Red One?
Big Red One, which I thought was pornography. And it is, but this wasn't. And I'm in both. And I'm better in that one.
Yes, he is.
I was the red one.
Stop him. Stop him now.
See, he just met me and he knows. But you know, I was the guy who had to do levels 1 through 4 to 5 and do those shouting. And I can't tell you how happy I was when they came up with the zombie levels and we started doing this, because I don't have to do the shouting anymore. And that's why I'm going to have a career longer than everyone else, because everyone else will soon sound like Rooker.
Right, because we're just going to be doing it. You know, they had me coming up, and I was born this way, though. It just came out of the womb like this.
I don't even know what he says because I can't really hear, but I think it sounds a lot like that.
Shut up.
Somebody get him an inhaler. No, the thing about it is the
me
zombie
back.
levels have been zombie levels. I'm gonna. By the way, is he looking? Is he looking at me? Because he'll hurt me. The zombie levels have been a lot of fun. The greatest thing about it is recently they started putting Steve Bloom, it was Dempsey, and Fred Tatasciore and myself in a booth together. Tom Kane as Takeo. He lives in Kansas City, so a lot of times they'll pipe him in over the phone. But the fact that we actually get to do these things together, and there's always great writing, great scripts that they put together for us, but they also have enough of that collaborative spirit to let us kind of go off the page a little bit. And unfortunately, 90% of the stuff that comes out of my mouth would ruin my career, and probably the state would take my children away. But the 10% you get to hear seems to be a hit. So you know. The doctor loves it all. I love it!
So we want to take some questions from the audience, so we want to start lining up from anyone that's here. Unfortunately, we can't hear on this stage at all. So if there's anyone from tech here, can maybe spin one of these speakers around so we can hear the questions back. We'll try to answer anything you can, and we'll give up one of our microphones or so.
And now comes the time when they take it away.
Here, take this one.
They took Rooker's mic away.
Yeah.
We'll go every other person gets a mic. Okay. Every other person gets a mic. 3 and 4.
3. Get right on the mic, please.
Hi.
Yeah, no, we won't be able to hear you very well.
Okay, so I should yell?
No, that's good.
Okay.
Little less. Level 3?
I was just wondering if you guys, all of you, have a favorite line that you guys said?
I'll do it first, because we kind of. The doctor wants an apple. Und Adam's apple. I always like that. That was mine. I got a lot of them. I know my favorite line.
My favorite line was, "Ah!"
Billy, you go.
Frag out. You can't kill me.
Hold on a minute. I'm going to tweet my fans and see if I have a favorite line.
I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. Back off right now. I can't talk about it. If I talk about it, things have to happen. That's it. That's all I'm saying. My favorite line was, "Are we out of M&Ms?" Because there was a lot of snacks in that studio. I can't talk about it.
Little chocolate donuts they had when I was there. It was phenomenal.
They didn't have chocolate donuts for me.
Chocolate donuts, and I would just try to see how many you get in your mouth because you figure somebody else would come in and take them. It's a very nice studio.
This question's for Nolan North. So, you've been in a lot of video games where you voice act a lot of different voices that are drastically different from each other. You played, a foreign doctor. You played Nathan Drake. You played a turret.
Yeah.
So, considering the other guys are mostly chosen for their recognizable voices as film and television actors, and the voice acting directors talk to them and say, hey, just do it this way, more intensity, lower intensity, but your voice, nothing else. When you're approached for a project, do you say, oh, hey, I can do that voice that you want me to do, or do you say, hey, I'm going to come up with the voice that makes that character sound cool?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, it really is. No, I most of the time, you'll get artwork, and you'll see what the character looks like, and you kind of do that. With I do a few different animated shows now, and you'll get this, the size of the guy, and if he's bigger, it might be down here, and then like the gruffer, like with the what is it? Yeah, Penguin. He talks like this, doesn't he now? So it's kind of like Rooker and Billy Murray if they had a baby. That's what the penguin sounds like, doesn't he? But as more and more, the more and more actually that I got recognized for the Drake role, the more I wanted to change things. And there are games in the past that I think could have done something different, and and there were times that I suggested things, but you got to do what you're directed to do. And certainly when you're doing the Call of Duty 2s, that's yelling, so that's going to be hard to kind of discern. But most of the time we'll get artwork, we'll look at the character, look at his weight, size, age, that kind of thing. And I always like to do a different voice because it's fun. It's not because, this is my craft. It's just fun. I get paid to do what I got detention for in school. And it's, it's like all those teachers that said, what are you, Mr. Silly Voice, you're going to amount to nothing. Screw you.
So where are the other two microphones? Any more questions? Right here.
This question's for Nolan. What do you think about when you're playing Richtofen? What do you think about when you're playing Richtofen, like inside as you play your character?
Every dirty thought you can think of. Everything that would put you in prison or make children and nuns run is in my head. It's fun. I mean, that character is just, he's zany, and you get to say and do anything, and he's becoming more and more prominent in the games. And with Dempsey, I mean, my other favorite line would be, "I hate you, Dempsey," because we'll throw that in anytime we feel like it. I have carte blanche to throw that in, and especially when Dempsey is standing right next to me. And Steve Bloom will do his line, and he's got that. Steve Bloom was born with a lit cigar in his throat. A lot of people don't know that. That's how he can talk like that. But we're all become very good friends, and we can play off each other. And you talk to a lot of the guys who've done a lot of the on-camera work. When you have another actor there right next to you that you can play off of, you're going to get something. You're going to it's like panning for gold. Like I said, 90% shit, 10%. Put it in the game, and it's going to be gold.
All right, let's get some more questions going. So, right here in a second.
Hello, this is a question for Mr. Nolan North. And I'm just wondering, dude, how do you do all these roles? You're kind of like the Kurt Russell, Han Solo, Indiana Jones of our time.